Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's Testimonial Tuesday. I'm Stephanie Blessing. I'm guest hosting for Vicki Drobness, who is out at a retreat this week. I want to show you her cute little picture for Testimonial Tuesday. There it is, and I want to read the disclosure, and then we'll get right to it. I'm excited to talk about residual income this week. This presentation is brought to you by independent Plexus ambassadors and is not sponsored by Plexus Worldwide. Any statements made have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. Plexus products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Plexus makes no guarantees on income, as such representations may be misleading. Your success depends on your effort, commitment, skill, and leadership abilities and how effectively you exercise those qualities. Please see the Plexus Annual Income Disclosure Statement for more details. All right, so we're back with Charlotte Seams, our sweet upline, who is a sapphire, and also Lisa Tucker, my dear friend, who is silver. We're going to start with Charlotte. Charlotte, you mentioned before we started that we met a year ago, and I think you just had hit Emerald a year ago. Is that right?
Yeah, a few months before.
Yeah, and talking with you was so encouraging because, like me, you're a pastor's wife and lots of kids, although you do have more than I do. And I would love to hear about what Plexus has done for you, both with your health, but mainly with your income, because we're talking about residual income.
Okay, well, Plexus definitely I had a turnaround in my health because of Plexus. I had quite a few health issues. I had tried a lot of things. I was actually in a place of being discouraged because I had tried so many supplements and even other things with medical professionals that really didn't work long term. And Plexus really turned that around for me. And I feel like I'm aging backwards with Plexus. So, and I love the business part too. That's not something I intended to do when I got started, but it's turned into a wonderful business that is actually changing my family's financial future. And so, Lisa, Stephanie, I didn't know if you wanted to ask me the questions, or did you want me to go through them myself?
I can ask you. It was just what I sent you as a general idea of where I wanted to go. But Vicki asked me to talk about residual income. I have spent the summer reading several different books, probably, 8 or 10 different books just on network marketing and growing my skill and my understanding to become a professional and not just a poser or an amateur. And one of the books that I read was called Beach Money. It was a book that I understood intellectually what residual income was, but reading this man's story really brought it into focus for me and got me really excited about it. And I made a video for my team and posted it. And so Vicki saw my excitement about the residual income, and that's why she asked me to do this one. So tell me, what is residual income?
Okay, well, I want to start by telling you what it is not. It is not trading hours for dollars, where if you don't go to work, you don't get paid. I was a bank teller in a former life before children. And if I didn't go to work and put in the hours, I got no paycheck. It is not one-to-one type work where I was a fitness trainer and I had to either meet with someone and do private lessons, or even one-to-many where I would do an event, but I had to hold the event and have people come, and it was a one-time deal. So people paid me for my time and expertise, but then it was over. That was all. And so residual income is basically where you do the work once, but then you continue to earn money on that. And I'm not saying that that's magically going to happen, but I will tell you that over a period of time, as you work and you add people to a team, or however your company's comp plan is structured, and with Plexus, you add people to your team and you keep working with them and being a leader, then you continue to get paid on that. So I'm not re-recruiting the same people every month. Residual income is amazing because you're not working all the time, but you still get paid for it. I went on a cruise last month. It was actually a Plexus cruise. And so I spoke at sessions and things, but when I came home, hundreds of people had been added to my team while I was gone on the cruise, where I had very little internet. And so that is an example of what can happen down the road. We've heard the analogy of it being like a snowball, where you push it up a hill, and that's when you're on the front end of it, and that's when you're recruiting those people or making those sales and things. But when you reach a certain point and you get to the top of the hill, then the snowball starts going down on its own accord, and that's when you'll see really the magic of this business model.
Okay, so along those lines, I remember talking to one particular lady, Katie Abart, actually, who I think is a senior Ruby, and she was telling me, we were talking about residual income versus just commission income. Mm-hmm. And when I talked to her, I had just a few people on my team, and I had just a little bit of residual income. So most of my monthly paycheck came from commission. And she said, yes, that's how it is in the beginning, but that's not how it's going to be once your team starts growing. Can you talk about the commission income versus residual income and why residual is way better than commission?
Right. Well, and commission is awesome. And especially the way Plexus works, you can make money right away with commissions, with customers. And customers are important. And I don't care how many people you end up with on your team, you should still always have customers. And that's because the business is not for everybody, and we should be sharing these products with everybody. But there's a temptation to get caught up in just commissions and thinking, well, I'm making money on percentages and on, bonuses on preferred customers. And it's almost like people maybe get afraid to let go of some of those customers and have them turn into ambassadors. But the problem is when you have customers, if they decide to stop taking the products or whatever, you just have that one customer and you get a percentage of the sale and then maybe a bonus. But when you build a team, those people build a team and it goes on down. So it's exponential increase. And that's also the way our comp plan is structured to rank up and get different bonuses in different ranks. And so for long-term residual income, for long-term stability of your business, and then just for plain old, eventual larger income potential, then you want to think residual income, not just the short-term view of customers.
Right. That was a hard lesson that I learned back in the spring. I had several customers roll into ambassadors, which was wonderful because my team was growing, but I struggled with seeing my commission go down. And a video that you did and talking with Katie really helped me grasp onto the idea that it's good to grow the team, because that's what I want to do eventually long term.
And at first it doesn't sound, when you have 3 people on your team and you have 15 points, you think, well, whoop-de-doo, I could more have a bunch of customers, but it's the longer down the road kind of thing is what really starts making a difference. Have 100 people on your team, then it's a lot different.
Yes. Okay, so how has residual income changed your life?
Well, financially, as far as, as it's grown, it's really financial stress for our family. My daughter, we had a big homeschool graduation this weekend, and over, every time I went to the store to buy another fruit tray or, decorations or whatever, every time I went to the store, I was grateful that I'd have to go, okay, now I need to get this and I can't afford that. Put that back on the shelf because I can't buy that. Or the stress of going ahead and getting the stuff and thinking, okay, now how are we going to eat this week? I mean, it was literally, have been there, done that. And so removing a lot of financial stress, the time freedom, because I'm not having to do events or constant one-on-one, constant, finding new people all the time, even though you are still adding to your team and stuff, but, the time freedom of being able to go somewhere or be sick for 2 days and you come back and your business is still there and you're still making money. When I get that paycheck every month to think, wow, because, it still is, went up from last month, and it's not, and I'm not, I don't feel like I'm having to pedal faster and work harder and harder and harder to make more money. And so that's just it's really changed our family's potential and our future. So it's pretty exciting.
Okay. You addressed, take a question back. Can you guys hear me?
You're kind of cutting out.
Yeah. I think my internet's getting a little sketchy. Hopefully you can hear me. How do we go about getting residual income? How do we obtain it? You mentioned growing the teams. What does that mean exactly? Especially for somebody who's new and doesn't really understand what that means.
Okay. Well, first of all, you better find the right company. And I will tell you that Plexus is the right company. You have to be willing to do the work and to have persistence and perseverance. Some people, because of the connections they have, or maybe, just their general life, people they've known for years. I'm older, so I have more connections. I probably have 20 years on you girls, and my husband is very well connected. And so my business is going to grow in a different way, but people have to be willing to live out their own story and to keep going. And along the way, you learn skills and you grow personally. And so you have to be willing to stick with it. Some people, I know they can look around and look at other people that ranked up fast and they got a huge team. But then what if your story, it's going to take you 5 years? What if it takes you 8 years to build a big team and get to Emerald? I don't know of any other business you can do for 8 years and make a 6-figure income. It doesn't happen if you work at Walmart, if you work at the local doctor's office. Many of people who have their own business, they're not even around 8 years later. And so, we have to be willing to not quit. I talked about the snowball analogy of, there is a season of pushing the snowball up the hill. I can think of people on my team who have been ambassadors for a couple of years and, I've had some discouraging times, but now I can think of one person who's getting ready to rank up. And I'm so happy for her because she stuck with it and kept going and did the growth and stuff. So I think, being willing to do the work and not quit are, probably the two hugest things that I could tell you for you to get to that point where residual income is significant.
Yeah. Yes, I agree. Okay. And last question for you, I think. We'll see if any more come up. What sets Plexus apart from other multi-level marketing companies as far as residual income goes? And I'm thinking specifically of your sweet husband, Henry.
Okay. A couple of things. And it all boils down to the Plexus compensation plan, because I was in several other companies, and to compare what I did with them and what I've done with Plexus, I was in other companies just to be a customer. Don't get me wrong. I wasn't really working those businesses, but I did have some customers. Comparing that to what's happened with Plexus, there's no comparison. Our comp plan is like none other. And even for the residual income potential, there's not the same amount of stress involved, I think, in maintaining that residual income and keeping the Lexus or things like that as maybe some other companies that really push you to push your team to get, sales of a certain level every month. And then they raise the bar, so far that it's a constant full-time stress in your life. As you mentioned that Plexus allows your spouse to join after you've reached the rank of gold ambassador. And we waited until I was almost senior gold before we added my husband. And so we started putting people under him. And, you never know how these things are going to go. And he happened to get some of our leaders on his team. And he definitely, works Plexus and shares it also. In fact, we have, I think, 3 people on the line right now that I think are going to join us, and they're all, friends and connections of his. But it does significantly impact your income because your spouse gets paid on their team, and then you get paid on your spouse's team and yours, when your spouse joins under you. I know there are other, people might say, got to be careful about contests and things like that. And I get that too, as far as you can kind of split that off a little bit, when it comes time for things like that. But we have found that having both of us, rank up in the company together has really been a good thing for our family. And of course, now he's an Emerald ambassador and I'm Sapphire. And so he gets 2 plane tickets and a hotel room for Hawaii. And I get 2 plane tickets and a hotel room. So we're able to take our 4 youngest girls this year to Kona, and then just had to buy a couple of plane tickets. And so that's really wonderful. And my husband, as an Emerald, also was able to go to the company training that they offer jewels now. New jewels are flown into the company and attend several days of training. And that was amazing. He was able to see firsthand how wonderful the company is. And so that was really cool. Another thing to realize about Plexus and residual income, as far as the customer side of it, is that we have consumable products that work. Candles and makeup and bags, that's good stuff. That's nice. But if I buy mascara this month, I don't need another one next month because mascara lasts 6 months. If I bought 2 candles at a party this month, I'm probably not going to be buying 2 or 3 more next month. And I don't need them. So that's going to be the first thing to go. My daughter was at my house yesterday and we were talking about Plexus, and she was talking about some health improvements for her and one of her children. And she was just saying that we were both saying, I hope they never quit making it, because you never want to run out, because these products are so awesome, and you're going to have customers and team members who feel the same way. And so because the products last every 30 days, you've got people that are wanting to order. And so again, that's residual income, where you're not, selling a candle and then next month no one needs any, so you got to go find some more. You're going to have customers who are ordering every month, and ambassadors on your team that are going to order every month because they love the amazing products so much. Not only that, like I said, candles and makeup, that's nice, but Plexus changes people's lives. Mm-hmm. It's a different class of products. And so that's another, fabulous benefit of being in Plexus.
Yeah, it is. It's changed mine for sure. Do you have any other parting thoughts?
I guess, I know network marketing can kind of get a bad name. I kind of felt like that when I first joined. I was suspicious. I ordered from a stranger because I didn't want anyone to know I ordered Plexus, And now that I'm in it, I've realized it's a genius business model, because it enables normal, regular to start their own business for a small cost. It's out of the box. You're not going to parties, and you're not, being gone all the time, and you're not stocking product in your garage like you do with some other businesses. But just the business model, we all naturally tell our friends about stuff we love, and we naturally try to help people we love and people we know. And so that's what this business is. And why not let us get paid for that, paid well for helping people, instead of it going to a Walmart or something else. That's why Plexus doesn't have their products on the shelf at Walmart, because they would get lost among a sea of millions, and there's nobody that would support customers, work with them, coach them, and help them change their lives. And so this is an amazing business model for everyone, really. Does that help?
Yes, that's awesome. Thank you. Lisa,
okay.
My sweet friend, one day you and I are going to get together, and it's going to be so much fun. I have questions for you. Tell us where you are rank-wise with Plexus.
I am currently a silver ambassador with Plexus, and I just celebrated my 1-year Plexus anniversary, I guess a week and a half ago, and I am hoping to rank up to gold this month.
It's going to happen. I know it's going to happen for you. What have you done so far? We're both homeschooling moms. What have you done so far with your income that you've made with Plexus?
We've done a lot of practical things. We bought a new house that was a foreclosure, and I've been able to fix it up way faster. I had a 5-year plan that's now a 2-year plan thanks to Plexus for all the repairs and stuff on it. But my biggest thing was that this year I'm homeschooling 7 out of my 8 children, and I was able to buy every piece of curriculum I wanted without worrying about my budget, because my budget was 2 months of my Plexus commissions. And that's probably what I've spent on 3 years of homeschooling supplies before now, and just made everybody make do and use free stuff and Pinterest, and really driven myself crazy trying to do it on the cheap. Yeah. And this year I was able just to go online and say, this would work best for my 9th grader. This would work best for my 7th grader, and not worry if they could share it. Mm-hmm. And just order. And today was our first day of school. And, I said to them, what do you guys think? And to see them all smile huge and jump up and down and say, this is awesome, is really, it's just amazing. Yeah. And, we're looking at my husband being able to quit his 2nd job. It'll be the first time in 15 years of marriage he's worked only 1 job to keep me home, thanks to Plexus.
Wow.
So our lives are really changing. And his dream, when I said, what is your dream? He goes, I just want to be able to be in ministry and not worry about money dictating how I can serve the kingdom of God. And that's where we're heading. So the other thing Plexus has done for us is given us dreams. We've been able to dream, and we haven't done that in a long, long time.
Well, I was going to ask you what your goals are for your family. What's your why? What keeps you working to get where Charlotte is now?
Well, it was funny because when I first joined Plexus and my upline asked me what my why was, I said, I just want to be able to breathe. I want to be able to go to the grocery store and not count pennies and put stuff back. And that literally a year ago was as big as I could possibly dream, because it had been so long since we've been able to do that. That was a big dream for me. And now my dream is for my husband to be able to do whatever he wants to do. You know, when we got married 15 years ago, his dream was to be a missionary, so was mine. And we are on track to be able to do that. We're on track to be debt-free and be able to go wherever God leads us. And so that's awesome. But, you know, on a practical level, I want to be able to give my kids piano lessons, violin lessons, horseback riding lessons, all the things that they've talked about that I've encouraged them to save up their money so they can do when they're older. I'm going to be able to give that to them before they're older. And that's amazing.
That is pretty sweet. So your family is your why. And one of your goals.
Freedom is the word I use. When people say, give me one word, I say freedom. Freedom to make choices based on need and desire, not just necessity.
Yeah. So how confident are you that you are going to reach those goals?
Oh, I'm 100%. It'll happen. You know, I remember messaging Charlotte about a year and a half ago saying, 2 of my friends keep bugging me to try Plexus. How legit is this company? Not knowing that she was their upline or that she was anybody with Plexus. I had just seen one of her Facebook posts that she had used it, and I followed Charlotte because she was a homeschooling mom who T-tapped. Mm-hmm. And she just said, just try it. It's okay. You know, and so I did, and my health took a 180. I mean, I had barely been functioning before Plexus, and all of a sudden I had energy. I was sleeping. I didn't go to the ER ever after trying Plexus, and I had been in like 6 times in 3 months and even stayed for almost 2 weeks. And so if a product works that well, I have no doubt that all it takes is people trying it for them to see how amazing it is. Yeah. And then I have the example of women like Charlotte who have a lot of kids like I do, who homeschool like I do, who have husbands who have callings on their lives beyond our family, like hers does and like mine does and like yours does. Mm-hmm. And they're doing it. Mm-hmm. And then you have women like Fallon Black who make all this progress and then start falling backwards and don't give up and then make it to diamond. And like Fallon said, something that was revolutionary for me, and that was 100% of people who don't give up become diamonds. And I have it on my wall, and I have it on my desk on a Post-it, and I have it in my day planner on the cover. If you don't give up, you'll be a diamond. And so it's just a matter of time, and I don't know what that time frame will be, but my goal is 1.5 years from now, and I'm working towards it every day.
That's awesome. It's so encouraging, even for me, somebody who's in it, to hear you guys talk, to hear and read other stories. I was very skeptical of MLMs too. I was convinced, thanks to watching some different videos on YouTube, that the products would help. I had gut issues. I had exhaustion issues. And things are so much better now. So I was convinced at the beginning that Plexus would help with my health, but I had no clue what it would do for me financially. The $34.95 startup was like, who can buy a business for $35? You can't do that. And Plexus does all the heavy lifting. I mean, I don't even have to deliver anything. No forms to fill out, nothing like that. It's amazing that it's all of the hard work is done for us. We just, like you said, Charlotte, I mean, we tell everybody about what we love. You know, the cool movie that you watched last weekend or the great pair of shoes that you find. And so this is no different. As a matter of fact, I spent time talking this weekend to somebody near and dear to me about why she ought to try Plexus, because she has some health issues going on. And I know that things would change for her if she would try it. So I'm hoping that she will. Ladies, you are so fantastic to spend this time with me and to share your heart with me and your experience. Thank you so much for this. If you are watching this video and you are interested in learning more about Plexus, please contact the person who sent you this link. Talk to them. I know they'd be thrilled to tell you more about the health products and about the benefits financially that you can find with Plexus. It doesn't take much to get your products paid for with this company. So y'all, thank you so much for your afternoon, and y'all have a good night.
Okay.